Welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel, Sugars. My name is Nomsa Mashangase, and this is my YouTube channel where I speak about books and my life. Today I'm going to be doing a long weekend reading vlog. It is the Good Friday Easter weekend. It's gloomy outside. Today is Friday. I will be reading books that I'm kind of like in the mood for. Like a mood reading type of thing. I haven't had the gusto, the energy to like read, and I've really missed reading and just like getting lost in books. Maybe I'll be doing also some sort of like reread. It's not sure. I'm just gonna see whatever I'm in the mood for. The first one is My Dark Vanessa. I started this book last year, right? And I had all the intentions to finish this book, but also joined a book club with my two friends. Like books started piling up, and at some point I think this put me in a slump and I didn't want to continue like reading the story, so I DNF'd it. Soft DNF, guys, soft DNF. So I'm currently on page 282. I'm almost done. I think I'm just gonna be finishing this one. This book, we follow Vanessa, who was sexually assaulted when she was a teenager. Yeah, was in high school by a teacher. She forms this relationship with this teacher and she believes that she's in love with him. They have like this amazing relationship, only to find out that a few years later she was not the only one that he molested. Basically, people started coming out and telling their stories. Such a interesting topic, and I love how Kate Elizabeth Russell actually touches on what do we consider abuse, right? Like, we are in Vanessa's head a lot. There's so many things that Vanessa kind of like suppresses and not recognizes them as abuse, but as for me, it's just like, sorry girl, like I feel like I'm angry for the both of us, girl. It's not my favorite. It's really not my favorite, and I'm mad. But I think just like the overall feelings that I had towards it, the emotions that it brought out of me were very strong, guys. And like, I was livid. Yeah, I love that it brought those kind of emotions out of me. And I guess maybe that is the whole point. There's just something really uncomfortable about reading this book and reading the story and just being in Vanessa's head and space, just seeing her life. There's really something extremely uncomfortable that I find sometimes. And if that was the whole point, shout out to Kate, because she did a damn good job with that. I'm gonna finish this book without further Saturday today. It's actually Saturday night, it's around 6. I finished My Dark Vanessa today, actually in the afternoon. I couldn't finish it last night because I got tired. But just to wrap my feelings with this book, I'm very much conflicted. I don't know how to feel about this book, except that it was sad. So it was very conflicting because I felt like I was Vanessa and I was angry for Vanessa for a very long time, and just being in her head was kind of frustrating because you're just like, girl, so just trying to understand and not pass judgment and not try to be like, girl, come on. I'm very big on understanding that the journey to healing whatever pain or trauma that you have ever experienced is non-linear. Like, some people it takes them months, some people decide to talk about it, and once they've talked about it, they're like, okay, move on, next. Some people it takes them years, and towards the end it felt very sad. I was very much frustrated and I was tired, like emotionally. I even told my mom. I hardly tell my mom how I feel about books, and I think I've told her like 3 times. I was like, have I told you that this book that I'm reading is like making me not okay? Being in Vanessa's head was quite frustrating, but also trying to understand that she was groomed from a very young age and she had to live with this forever. Life is just not fair. The people that we want in our corner sometimes are the people that let us down. It was a painful, hard experience, and I understood why I even did like a soft DNF. It was not necessarily like the book was bad. It was just because I was very much weighted by the story. I don't even know what I will say in my review, but I definitely want to write a review. Yeah, guys, then I'm sorry if I'm rambling and you feel like you don't understand the gist of it, but that's just how I feel, okay? And I started In Every Mirror She's Black, told by Lola Akinamande Akenstrom. On page 77, small font, 300 and no, actually 405. What did I get myself into? Will I finish this book this weekend? I don't know. This book, we follow three POVs, women of a color. We follow Kimmy. Kimmy is a big exec in a marketing agency, and she is headhunted by this global, like really well-known marketing agency to run the global diversity department. And the position is in Sweden. She decides that, since her love life is not going so great, like her love life is not going amazing at all, like the prospects are zero, guys. It's a reality for so many Black successful women, right? She has a void, right? Because she wants a romantic relationship. The people around her just keep telling her that she needs to adjust her standards, or sometimes she's told that her standards are at the bottom of the barrel, so she never truly wins when it comes to her dating life. But she's the perfect definition of constantly desired but never chosen. I think that just sums up her love life. Where I'm at right now, she's moving to Sweden, starting this new job and everything like that. And then we have Brittany Ray, right? Brittany Ray was a model once upon a time. She wanted to be a fashion designer, but she ended up being a model. She had a bad experience with someone who was kind of like her manager. She is currently a flight attendant, and she meets this man. Keep in mind that this man is very creepy. Where I'm at, this man is very creepy, and I don't know why she's entertaining it, and I'm very scared for her life, ma'am. Yeah, this little romance that is going to start here, it's gonna be very interesting to see. I'm scared of where that relationship is going because it's starting off very weird. Then we have this Somalian, I think she's Somalian, Muna, right? Muna was staying in this Islam, going to be working for this man. Now, what has been interesting is that all these women are like so different. They're so far apart, but their common denominator is one man. This man. Kimmy is connected to this man because of her job, right? Brittany is connected to this man via the romance. Man was kind of like, I'm mesmerized by you, I want to take you out to dinner type of vibe. Mona is connected to this man through a job that I think she's going to get. So that should be really interesting. The opening line I showed you guys said, to anyone who has ever felt unappreciated, uninvited, or invisible, your voice is more powerful than you think. You are allowed to exist without explanation. Never let the world convince you that your struggles are invalid. Just like intrigued on how the story is going to go. I really enjoy the writing here. That's all I have to say for now. On page 77, I'll be back when I have something to say. But yeah, that is how my Saturday has been going so far. I'm just gonna have dinner right now, and then I'm gonna carry on reading. I'll talk to you guys later. Hi guys, I am back with a reading update. I'm still reading In Every Mirror She's Black. I've just realized that I've been showing you guys like this. The title is actually in the back, which is pretty cool. So far, Kimmy has officially moved to Sweden, and she's like in the swing of things. Her dating life is still the same, if not worse. She's in a very white dominant place, right? It's like, it's getting harder. It's proving to be not the fairy tale or the dream that she thought it would be. In terms of her work, even her dating life a little bit, she reminds me of Molly from Insecure. Just let the men come to you, don't chase them. But at the same time, I understand. I keep reading this like paragraph by Lola. She said, I wanted to give them space to make mistakes and humanize them deeply. So far, all of these three girls are just like, at some point I'm like, you guys are not stupid. Like, that is very humane of you to do. But also at the same time, I'm like, girl, come on. Kimmy is obviously officially in Sweden. Her work life is, it's weird in the office. She's the only Black person there. So that tells you everything that you need to know. Brittany, see that one. She is not scared for her life. You know how like Get Out? But she's the guy. Yanni's family, I don't care what anybody tells me, is racist. Yanni does have a fetish, and I hate that she didn't see that. Well, she saw it, but she chose to ignore it. Yanni's family is racist, okay? Yanni himself, he has a fucking fetish. Yanni's family's wealth and Yanni's wealth is just like ridiculous. I usually love me a nigga like that, okay? But here, I just don't, because it's just clear that this man is just not the one. Or the two or the three. He's not in the top 5, I'm afraid. This man, creepy. I think he's autistic. I'm not sure. I'm not even sure if I'm using the right term. Ola has done here is that there are certain subjects that she touches on, but it's on the surface. And she wants you to kind of make your own assumptions. I'm so scared for Brittany, and something happened. And I was like, oh my God, I cannot believe that this is happening, because you can't be bringing trouble on top of the trouble that you already have. It keeps escalating. When it comes to Brittany, guys, her life just keeps escalating. The reasoning why she's so in love with him, or it's so easy for her to fall in love with him, kind of like justify the things that he does, is that he's incapable of lying to her, which is something that she has never had before. He gives her security, right? A safety net that Brittany has just by being with Yoni. At the same time, that security, that safety net only exists in certain places. Like, it doesn't exist in other places. I'm so scared for how that is going to end. Like, I didn't realize how young Muna is. She's 18. She's already gone through so much. And she's living with these girls who she truly believes that are her sisters. Like, they're very isolated from each other. I think they've been through so much individually that it's hard to kind of like build that connection, but they do have some sort of understanding with each other. Muna's life is very mundane. Goes to work, is very much inspired that it makes her want to be more and do more with her life. Basically, she's just trying to keep her job, make sure that she gets her citizenship. She can't necessarily go back home because she has no family no more. There was a level of innocence that I didn't understand until I realized that I was like, oh my gosh, she's young, she's 18. So I understand her innocence and her being naive to certain things. I keep going back to this line. I wanted to give them space to make mistakes and humanize them deeply. Every single time I want to judge, I go back to that because I get it. This is going to be the last book that I read for this reading vlog, and tomorrow is already Monday, so that is all for this update, you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow, actually wrap things up. And so until then, I'll see you just now. As I'm editing, right, I realized that I didn't do an outro. After the long weekend, I actually just kind of like jumped back into life without giving you guys like a reading update. So I read quite a bit. Currently on page 303. What did I take out? This book is really good. It's definitely like a 4-star for me so far. Ending could be disappointing, but so far it's a 4-star babe. There is some sort of growth actually from certain characters, right? Kemi hasn't grown that much. Instead, it's like she gets put in situations that are just like the same cycle. I basically think she's not necessarily the problem, but her sister said something and I was like, oh, maybe that's just her problem. It's just that she does it unconsciously. That's in regards to her dating life, but in her work life, it's not going to be the dream that she thought it would be, sweetheart. So there isn't much growth there. With Brittany, there is some sort of growth there, and I like that she finally stood up for herself because it was definitely needed. That family is not right. She had to stand up for herself, like she had to. Then with Muna also, there is some sort of growth. You can tell that now that she is in the real world, like gets to experience the world, which is very interesting for her to experience the world where she's not necessarily welcome and she has to fight tooth and nail to be seen and heard and recognized. You can tell that her eyes are finally opening up, even with the things that she's experiencing in terms of the opposite sex. I enjoyed these characters, guys. The writing is amazing. The writing is beautiful, which is interesting because I haven't annotated that much. I think just flows so well. Like once I start reading, I know that I'm not gonna stop. This is a pleasant surprise, and I'm so glad that I finally picked it up. That is all for this reading vlog. And I also read My Dark Vanessa. That was a very insightful and very much needed wake-up call in terms of topics of like abuse and assault, and being molested. What does that mean for the victims, and what does that mean also for the people who want to support, and what does that mean for the people who are just vultures? Love the ending of that book because I feel like it's very much realistic. It's very much the world that we live in, which is very sad. I had really high expectations for that book, but it's not my favorite. And yeah, guys, that is all for this video, and I really do hope that you did enjoy this video. If you did, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. Comment down below, what are you guys reading? What have you read? Yeah, if you haven't already, please do subscribe and hit that little bell to get notified every single time your homegirl posts a video. Yeah, guys, that is all for this video, and I will see you in my next one. Mwah. Bye.